Patient-driven research is quite a hot topic for the patient advocacy field, and this is a topic we address in the first patient advocacy session that took place on Monday. Patient-driven research, I think, is the way research should be conducted. By identifying the unmet needs as they are perceived by the patients, we can refine the way research is designed. But it's not only how it is designed, it's how it is implemented at the very end. Patients today, when we talk about involving patients, we are not talking only about listening to the patients that are living with a disease and may need to have a treatment, and they have a personal interest in participating in the design of a clinical trial, but I'm talking also about evidence-based advocacy. I'm talking about how well umbrella patient organizations are prepared to bring data into the design of that research. Through global patient surveys, for instance, and I want to put the example of the organization I work with. This is the Lymphoma Coalition, a global network of 89 patient organizations from around the world. We do a global patient survey every 2 years. So we collect data on the patient experience, the different dimensions, and we are capable to transform the patient experience into data that can be incorporated into research to define better not only the patients that are going to be included, because sadly sometimes the inclusion criteria is excluding the majority of the patients that you will see in real life. That's a thing to address, but it's also what kind of symptoms, for instance, have more relevance for the patients. They may look different to what clinicians think are the symptoms that they need to address first. And it happens the same for the adverse effects. So when it comes to design also what support is going to be given, or how you will track the safety profile, where you would put the eyes to understand better what medicines may perform better than others, because the new medicines should come not only to improve survival, but to improve quality of life. And that means that your eyes shouldn't be focused only on the efficacy, but on the safety as understood by the patients. And it doesn't look the same. When you compare what is relevant for the clinicians, you see that it's completely different for the patients. And we cannot forget accessibility for those therapies at the very end. So when you incorporate patient professional groups, as the case of the umbrella patient organizations that do research themselves on the patient experience, they are capable to anticipate what questions you would need to answer to the regulatory bodies, to the health technology assessment bodies, and to the payers. And that's, for instance, in Europe with our models of our healthcare system models, that's quite relevant. Because if at the end you bring a super wonderful therapy, but that therapy would never reach the patients that need them the most, what's the point? I want to stress that at the European level have had a good impact the criteria that the European Commission introduced in the European projects, those that are getting funded from European Commission, to include patients. However, as there is no guidance in what these patients should be doing across the different working packages of the consortiums, what is their role, how they may provide that insight, or even be active in the process, it may turn into a tick in the box. We find that several initiators of projects, they realize they need to involve patients at the very end when they are doing the checklist to see that they are covering all the criteria that is requested by the project itself. And that's not good, because when we are called to join the consortium, it's too late to modify something. And that happens also in the design of clinical trials. We are getting good achievements. We have progressed, but it's not enough, because sometimes we are called to help when the trial has been already approved and the companies, especially the pharma-sponsored trials, are facing issues with recruitment, with retention of patients, and they call us, could you help us to recruit more patients? And we tell, Sadly, what I need to tell you is that that trial is not interesting for the patients. So that's why we need to bring patients in early in the process, when you are about to start, to put that research question.